The SVT is actually one of the best guns in the game with the right build. I'm not just saying that for clickbait, I'm actually not sure I should have even made this video because I've played a part in creating some horrible metas in the past. DMR and Broom were featured heavily on this channel before they became meta. Sorry about that, but this stuff would have been discovered eventually, so I might as well be one of the first before the mainstream guys get hold of it. We'll be covering both multiplayer and Warzone, even though more people are probably playing multiplayer and Rebirth at the moment. I'm chasing 500 subscribers, so come on, be awesome and hit the button the algorithm likes. So, the SVT is very similar to the Closer in regards of it's going to take a lot of work to get it to where it needs to be. A lot of grinding or a stint in hardcore multiplayer. If you have double weapon XP tokens on hand, I would definitely be getting them spent on this. The build I'll show you requires some deep leveling up, and for the first time in Vanguard HDIF, I actually will be recommending a secondary too. You are going to need a lot of patience to get this weapon to the MagRail build. That's because this thing is awful in any other configuration. Probably why very few people even know this thing exists. When I say awful, I mean awful. It's going to hurt your KD in the short term. So what are you going to get in return for the pain and suffering? Well, you are going to get a weapon that will one tap to the chest. I cannot stress how powerful that is. Utter filth that is. Complete and utter filth. That silly slow fire rate isn't really a factor if you only need one shot to kill. I don't often put numbers in individual guides as they constantly get tweaked by developers and make videos irrelevant if I do. However, this in multiplayer has a time to kill of 0 milliseconds. In Warzone, you can expect a consistent 3-hit kills, though if you hit the head that can be 2, which in terms of the marksman rifles, the best value per bullet for a semi-auto rifle, which is really important because these things use sniper ammo again, which is a touch disappointing this time round, though with damage like this, it's understandable. Let me show you my MagRail build. The secret to the SVT is the 800mm BO3 barrel, SO2 weighted stock, focus and polymer grip. I'll get to the mag in a moment. These attachments give you the chest one-hit kill along with an incredible amount of flinch resistance which you're going to really need on this weapon. Like, a lot. We'll touch on that. For now, let's talk about the ammo. I find it best to not actually rock a magazine. These two magazines that you can use here, the 15 round mag, which for me makes the weapon's ADS far too slow. It's slow enough as it is. Then you have the 7 round mag. On paper, this is a sound attachment, but its only real benefit is improving the reload speed by 20%, which, yes, is nice, but I need a bit more than that. If the attachment reduces the ADS, it will be a no-brainer, but make your own mind up on that depending on how you use it. Next attachments are non-critical to the build, so feel free to mix and match. We've got the Mercury Suppressor, or Silencer, FMJ rounds, which are paired with Piercing Vision Perk, fully loaded, and the G16 2.5x sight. With the underbarrel, I'm rocking the Strafe Angled. It doesn't add ADS speed, and it gives me that stability which is much needed, but you'd be forgiven for experimenting with this one. We pair that with a dual-wield machine pistol as featured in this video. In the top break video, I told you not to bother with headshot barrel at the expense of 3 body shots to kill, purely because there is weapons that give you this feature without compromise. This is what I was referring to. This is why I didn't bother with the headshot build for the M1 Garand either. This is the marksman rifle that packs the biggest punch. It's basically an all-range shotgun. I'd say sniper, but you can survive being hit with those in Vanguard. The key to feeling good with this weapon though is without doubt flinch reduction. With the slower rate of fire, missing a single shot due to flinch is detrimental to winning the fight. You flinch, you die, like a good old game of red light, green light. You really do win so many more fights using flinch reduction, and it gives you the tools to really go on some devastating kill streaks. The reason you need this though, more so than any other weapon, is because it has really high base flinch incurred. The amount of flinch you inflict doesn't really matter, obviously because the flinch you induce on others sends them to the spawn point. If they survive, by the time that you get that follow-up shot out, they would have resent it anyway. So without doubt, you want to build flinch resistance in any way you can. In both multiplayer and Warzone, this thing slaps. You will definitely get a kick out of using this in Warzone if you pair it with an SMG. Mid-range, you can tear teams inside out with this weapon, and you will certainly be getting accusations while using it. You may think that marksman rifles are trash, but as I addressed in a previous video, they do offer something now in the sweaty player space. sustained relentless damage which comes at the cost of limited ammo and forcing an SMG secondary. If you have a soft spot for SMGs, then you might as well pair it with one of these. The damage and bullet velocity really will come in clutch for you, especially if you're on mouse and keyboard. For multiplayer, we need to have a discussion. Not about should you use it, you absolutely should be. The question here is the SVT MagRail, is it the best weapon in the game? That's right, I'm asking that question. It one-taps to the body, a semi-auto that one-taps to the body. Seriously, how can you not consider that top tier? Yes, the fire rate is trash and there's only one build that can be used, but you don't need a high fire rate when the thing one-taps. The important bit is it's fast enough for you to drop one, line up the next one and drop him too along with the rest of his team. Hell, you can even collateral with this thing. It's like I mentioned before, complete and utter filth. So here's the deal. I'm covering all the weapons in Vanguard as we go on, but for now, without doubt, this is the best weapon in the game I've used so far. Not covered on the channel, just used in the game so far. M1 suffered against the bar, a straight up counter, but I can tell you, I can't tell you anything that counters the SVT up close. A G43 can grief you, and that's probably going to be the closest thing that can beat this, if anything can beat it all, but that's a feature for next week. The main thing that I need you to realize is the SVT is no joke. If you can shoot at any range in multiplayer, if you shoot first at any range in multiplayer, you will win that fight. It's ridiculous, and I love it. If you want to be a MagRail user, you need to make sure you avoid their sight lines. Odds are they will be controlling ground from a distance, so breaking that sight line is critical. Smoke and a perk making you invisible to piercing vision is absolutely essential. Also, on the flip side of that, using a thermal weapon into smoke gives you a good chance of leveling the playing field. If you're on a smaller map, get them stuns in, get them flashes in, anything to disrupt their aim or their vision is going to come up trumps against them. They can't spam fire this like a MAC-10. An SVT requires precision and vision. Remove either of those from the equation and you have a good chance of dispatching the educated player. Remember, play smarter, not harder. Now, the G43 will be the next featured weapon on the channel, but before that, I will be showing you just how good the SVT is over the weekend. So make sure you're subscribed, and Happy New Year, tossers.
Yeah, 3 of them on my way, like.
Oh, fucking hell, what a jump shot that was. Triple kill, quadruple kill, pentakill, look at the kill feed, f*** me. I am so good, I am so good.
You managed to impress me. Good job.
This has got to be shown, they have to show this, I've just literally got a pentakill. Damn right you're showing this. Right, so that's me going the first one. Bang. Oh, there was another 3 after that.
You walking head high and you keep on saying it doesn't matter anyway. But when it's turning dark and it's getting late,